My Delilah, since my last letter in which I committed myself to an assault on the underworld, my daily activities can best be described as digging, and more digging. However, before I tell you about all that, perhaps I should first inform you about my new companion. If you were to cast your memory back, my dear Delilah, you would know that unfortunately I had to let go my previous companion Renfield II, as in Renfield also, not Renfield II. I did so as I was disheartened to discover that he was a colossal failure. Losing a dear friend is never easy, especially when you lost them because of how terribly flawed they were, and even more so if after doing so, you have to find a replacement for them. And indeed, the fact that I had to do some legwork and find a new companion all because Renfield II, as in Renfield also not Renfield II, was such a terrible waste of space only adds further to how much of a letdown he was. And no doubt, my dear Delilah, at this point you're pondering, what kind of new companion could I find? After all, I've already adventured with a gerbil, and now too with my previous companion, a bee. And what comes after a gerbil and a bee? Well, don't you grow jealous, my dear Delilah, because fret not, it's nothing humanoid. In fact, far from. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Due to not wanting to have to face the disappointment of having a companion who was once more a total failure, I decided that my next companion would have to be a creature that either fears to fail or fears me enough to want to avoid doing so in my presence. Yes, indeed, my dear Delilah, I required the kind of servitude that only unwavering cowardice can deliver. And so, having recently successfully slaughtered the King of Slime, I figured what better kind of gibbering, fearful companion could I get than that of one of his servants. After all, I've seen Lion King kill the king and become the king. And so, my dear Delilah, I would like to now introduce to you my new companion. I call him Renfield II, as in Renfield II, not Renfield also. He and I, as of late, have done quite a lot of bonding, and during which he has rather pleasantly not failed me once. Although, my dear Delilah, as I penned to you in the beginning of this letter, there's not been a great deal that he could really fail, as ever since taking him on as a companion, all I have been doing is digging. I could get to the underworld rather swiftly by just digging straight downwards, however, doing so in the past I feel was part of the elements that sped to my demise, and so, not unlike a member of the French aristocracy approaching a royalty appreciation party held by the lower classes, I'm entering this endeavor with what I feel is not undue caution. However, not everything is moving slowly. You see, for the first time ever in this dimension, I have superstition on my side. We have all heard the proverb that the road to hell is paved by good intentions. Well, usually that would be a decidedly negative thing, although in this situation hell is precisely my destination. And so, during my descent I have the good intention to give at least half the jewels I find during my descent to the needy. Although, to be fair, since it seems that almost every single freeloading hippie in this dimension is living in my home, that was probably going to be the case regardless. And so, my dear Delilah, wish me luck, for the next letter will be coming straight from hell. While there, I'll make sure to visit all the people who told me that they would see me there.